Cavalry damage, to equalize what cavalry damage can do against distance damage, is in the airship, and it's also in the guards, both of which take longer to build up. So as your account matures, your cavalry damage will outrun your distance damage. That's why if you watch the other YouTubers are always just showing one castle hit and another castle hit, those are mature accounts. Okay, and we're going to show you where the cavalry damage is. Like everything else, it's in the banners, and that's your stuff. But let's start up here where the cavalry damage is not early on, and that is airship. We're going to go to the enhance. Because the cavalry damage, is it effective burning? That's infantry damage. My gosh, it's below it then. Fortified finders. All right. This leg, to go to level 6, you have to upgrade your airship quite a bit, and that's a lot, and I mean a lot of Redguard camps you got to hit in order to get that leg to open up, to get all the engine parts, because engine parts are the slowest drop. These parts right here for the upgrade. This is your slowest one. You're actually even limited to how much of them you can buy. To keep people from buying their cavalry damage up really, really, really early, you're limited to like, I think 1,000 every other day is all you can buy through the store when that opens up, because it doesn't even open up that early. The store itself expands as your account grows. They've done their best to try and keep people from coming in and dropping, 30 grand on account like I did in 592. They don't really want people to do what I did. It takes away from their new guy focus, and it put the new guy focus on what I was doing for the new players, which is, while I spent the money to try and teach you how to not spend the money. Okay, so that's where our damage is going to be. I keep clicking that efficient burning. And the fortified cylinders in the airship. And then, of course, add the stars, and you get percentage of gains there. But if we're adding stars to our airship, this is the third place that we do it. Because, like I said, distance damage has to do with player versus environment. Cavalry has a 10% loss to infantry, and our environment is infantry. So this is why we don't focus on this early. It's not that we ignore it. It's just not our first place to put stats to grow our account with. And you got to keep in the back of your mind, when you're playing with your distance in your infantry, you're going to switch to cavalry infantry. It's not going to be just cavalry. It's going to be cavalry infantry. So that's one of the places. But the big money place for damage in the cavalry is in the guards. Okay. Both on offense and defense. The combination of Gaston and my brain's about to lock up here. Where's my other cavalry guard that we couple with her? Yes, it's Anne. Right. As of the to the match, your troops have a 40% damage. It's a 40% chance of dealing extra damage under a negative effect. You can use her with anything. See, but Gaston has a very specific one. Increases damage rate if the troops under a defection or a poison effect. Where's our poison girl? Excuse me, I haven't done this in a while. Looked. Oh, here she is. I don't think that's her. Is under any negative effect. Not her. Hold on. Lady Delanner. Gotta be Ann. Did they change the wording on Ann on me? Hold on. Maybe it's in the first one. There we go. Should have looked at the first one. Okay. Continuous damage for up to 3 rounds. Okay. And it can be stacked. So you can have you can have this 50% chance of increasing. So you pretty much, this effect goes on and on and on and on and on. And it's really good for cavalry defense. Which means it's a really good, it increases the damage significantly against distance troops, which there's only 10% advantage, but there's a much greater damage event. So this was effective for defense. In the fort, combining Anne and Gaston is pretty epic. And I'm sure some of the new guards have got, I know some of the new guards have got some similar talents. But I'm just showing you that it's the multiple rounds of those cavalry guards that make them very powerful, as well as the damage. But also, oh, let me get back in there. Now that we have constellations, so each one of these guards has a constellation, and on the very first constellation, especially on, and one of the reasons I'm showing these younger guards, so I can get 1% cavalry damage there. Go back and I can get even more here. Hell, he's giving me 2%. And these cards drop like water. So there's no reason for me not to have this constellation open for cavalry damage. I just hadn't done it. And then you can go through each one of these things and get a constellation. And is any of these received? Nope, they're all damage. And start pumping up your cavalry damage through your constellations. All right. And now, Milady. Now, see, I haven't paid to open this up, but we can go to constellations. Okay, so she's a 2%er as well. And I have lots of cards for her, so there's no reason for me not to have her opened up as well. Very easily, I got in my bags another 4% cavalry damage, and I just hadn't put it on. I'm working on other stuff. This is a test account. I'm working on other stuff. So the number of things I get for free every day from buying over here in the guard constellations. I bought mine today already. I only get so many per day for free, and I'm working on other guards for other reasons. Then you got your versus damages that are also in the research. And the versus damages for infantry, or for cavalry rather, is kind of important because it especially the damage, cavalry versus infantry damage. Cavalry versus infantry damage received is also important, but we'll get to that in a later video. Yeah, I got a sneeze coming. Oh my gosh. Akadunga, alright. For those who are old enough to remember the Breakfast Club. And just out of habit, I click stuff. Okay. The other places that we want to look for, well, those are your stats. You've got your cavalry damage received. No. Oh. Hi, little friend. My little beagle's here. And come here. Oh my gosh. Are you happy now? No. Okay. The cavalry damage. There we go. So we have cavalry damage up to 30, and then we start again at 41, just like our other ones. And then now, because of the new banner updates, we also have cavalry damage. That is over here, because it doesn't say it here, until you get to 41 on your actual troop building now. The big thing to understand about cavalry damage, it's in the guards. It's an expensive turn. You gotta keep getting those guards, You gotta burn guards. You know, in order to build up those constellations, you have to burn guard cards. It's already hard enough to get guard cards, and now they got a reason for you to be burning them. Again, this was one of these things where it's really a top level account. It's a very big spenders account, and if you're starting in a new kingdom, every time they give you that ability to buy banners to for $4.99, if you're going to coin up, if you're building a coining up account, then you buy them and you save them. And you save them until you get these. I know, you're on video now. Buddy, I can't see what I'm doing. And you moved my microphone. Okay. Come in here and we got the recruit. Great video, bud. They're going to love you. But you want to save them for these events where you can do the enlist chance ups. And once that opens up in your kingdom, then go nuts and start getting all your gold cards that way. This is the way for any of the power. Patience. You know, you're going to spend the money early in the starter events, and then you're going to use them later. But see, you got to know you're going to be in that kingdom a long time. So it's an opportunity lost, and the game is very piss poor about managing your money in a new kingdom. They want people to spend money and then quit. It's not necessarily they want them to quit, but they don't care if they quit. They factored in the large chunk, spend money and quit. All right. So you got all that, and that's it. Those are the places. That's the guards is the thing to understand, that there's a lot of damage in the rounds on the guards you choose. And if you got a kingdom early with PvE, you get those 2 guards I just showed you for defense up, put them on your wall. You will murder the crap out of distance marches. Volume of troops matters, and as I've said before, new kingdoms have different rules until about 2 to 3 months after your first 2 KVKs. The first 2 KVKs are in some kind of special role system, and it's usually at least 4 KVKs after that that you'll start to see a balance to the KVK roles. And cavalry damage and cavalry marches are very powerful in KVKs. But again, at that point, you know you're spending money. You're buying troops. You're going to have to replace a bunch of stuff. So your guards better be up. Your damage better be up. You better go through all this stuff and open up all those constellations. So not only do you have to get the dark guards for the damage that you're using, you get 2% damage per every star that's added to your march for times 2 march. So that's 24% added to the march. You've got all those in the back ones with the constellations. That's a lot of guard cards to be burning up. And then you get even more down further, to open up the very specific guards for the damage. So, and there's, if you were to go into the store and start buying those cards at $50 per 20, you're looking at $15,000 to $20,000 to build what you would see as a top level march in some of these older kingdoms. But you've got to keep in mind, we played under, the older kingdom accounts, and we got tons and tons of these cards. We've had all the events to get the card drops and the extra fragments and all the other stuff. Time is your friend. So this is for the new players. Join the Discord below if you got questions. go in there. There's hundreds of people in the Discord that can answer your questions more specifically if you got something I didn't cover. Comments, things like that. YouTube does not always tell me about your comments, but do like and subscribe. I've read the comments where people are getting notified 5 to 10 days after a video drops, or 5 to 10 days after a live starts to come watch the live afterwards. I can't fix that, guys. That's YouTube. They own their own company. They hate who they hate. I appreciate it. Thank you.